Hello there, everybody. My name's Sue Crooks, and I am the founder of Love Biz Networking. And it's an honour at the moment to be interviewing some of our hosts across the UK. And I have the pleasure of chatting with Jacque Drain this morning, who is one of our invested hosts. So I'm going to get Jacque to just introduce herself. Good morning, Jacque. How are you today?
Good, Sue. Good morning. Good morning. Let me just introduce myself. My name is Jacque Drain, and I am the host, proud host of 3 Love Biz areas. I host Gate, which covers Sutton Coldfield and Tamworth, 3 Spires, which covers Lichfield, and also Trent, which covers Burton upon Trent. As I say, proud to be the host of these amazing networking groups.
Oh, that's 3 areas is fantastic, and they all help each other, don't they? Having 3 areas.
Yeah, hosting 3 areas is fantastic because, as I call it, we've got a bit of a swoosh going on. So those 3 areas really complement each other, and it really does support the members having those 3 areas together. So it's really, I'm really pleased with how they sit.
Super. And you've been a host with us for about 4 years now, but a member for 8 or 9 years.
I have.
Which is a fantastic amount of time to be with a networking organisation.
Yeah.
But you've not just been a Love Biz host. You've not just been a Love Biz member. You had a business life before. Would you like to share to our audience what you used to do and what experience you've had? Thank you.
Oh my God. So experience for me, my family has always been in business. So I've always loved and appreciated the ethos of business and connections and working together. But when I left college, I was a medical secretary. So I definitely went the other side. I was a medical secretary, worked for lots of consultants over all specialties. So I think that's where I get my soft side of actually having that communication. But when I had my daughter, late in life, I decided that I wanted to leave the NHS and then start my own business. And at that point, that's when I started with Maison Grace, which was a French fashion company. And I just absolutely loved it because having a baby, I then became a mom late on in life. But having a baby and then you change, your body changes. I just wanted to make myself feel good and look good. And that was where I really sat with it. So I first of all, obviously started my business of Maison Grace. That's when I was introduced to Love Biz about 8-9 years ago. And before I actually joined Love Biz, I was a manager in the company. But then obviously that enabled me to connect with more women and grow, and then have a team of 15, which I absolutely loved. It's all about supporting other women in their business to grow and have that sideline, to have that money and extra income coming in, but also to stand up and feel good. And that really, I just love that. I just loved having that support with my team, and also, helping women feel really, really good about themselves. And following on from that, that literally led to Love Biz. Yeah, so the very big connection there.
Jacque, I remember those first few visits. I remember you doing pop-ups at some of the local, where I am, studios and salons with Maison Grace. I remember some of the clothes I bought from you with Maison Grace.
Absolutely.
A couple of jumpers and tops and things. Fantastic.
And I bet you still got them.
Well, I haven't, but there is a story behind that.
Okay.
But I particularly remember a lovely navy jumper with lots of ways of crisscrossing it over.
Yeah.
And I just used to love wearing that.
Yeah.
But gosh, I probably had that off you, Jacque, about 7 or 8 years ago, if not longer. So it definitely was thinking my wardrobe for quite some time.
Yeah.
But you also did events, didn't you, when you were doing Maison Grace?
Yeah, absolutely. We did events. We did quite a few fashion shows. That was, again, raising money for charity. So I was supporting one of a charity that was for women going into sheltered accommodation through domestic situations. So yeah, I just used to love putting events on, and again, supporting charities, and that brings everybody together. So obviously, whether it's from a charity event at Moor Hall that really raised lots of money, to having house parties come to me, and again, it's all bringing everybody together. I just love the event side as well.
And that's giving you so much experience because you're hosting 3 events each month now. So it's really put you in good stead, isn't it? With your business experience, your administration, your event planning, your attention to detail, all the things that are needed for a Love Biz host.
Yeah, absolutely.
You joined, like we said, as a member 8 or 9 years ago. So what drew you back then with Maison Grace? What brought you to Love Biz?
Oh my God. I was introduced to Love Biz by a lady that was a member at that time. And she actually said to me, you need to speak to this lady, Sue Crooks. She's got this amazing networking group. And I went, okay, let's go. So I did. And I just love the feel of it. I love the feel of the group. I loved how supportive everybody was and the connections that I made. I even remember on my first, we talk about collaboration, which is massive. I automatically remember, and it takes me back, my first event, you sat me next to Paula. And obviously thinking hair, obviously feeling good, a salon, and then my clothing. And that's where you talk about actually having events. And that's when I had a pop-up shop. So whenever, and I've taken that on board with regards to my business with Love Biz, it's who can I connect with people. But definitely with Maison Grace, it enabled me, for me personally, to get the confidence. Because I actually had just had a baby, and it was like, oh my God, how can I get back out there? But that collaboration, that confidence, and just being with like-minded women that, you know what, that were there to support me and that understood where I was at that point in my business. That was massive, absolutely massive for me.
Fabulous. Thank you for sharing that. So you brought skills with you.
Yep.
But what have you developed over these as a host? As say 4 or 5 years ago, you were a second host to invest in the areas. What do you think you've built as with co-joining other jobs that you've had? And we'll come on to that actually at the end, because you do other stuff now. It's really good as a host to have a co-joined business, because you can't, if you just did events, you wouldn't know what was happening in the business world.
Absolutely.
And that's really important as a host, that we understand what's going on and what needs, issues, challenges, celebrations. It's not all doom and gloom for our members. What do you think you've learned over the last 4 years? What sort of experiences have you built up, and other things that you've developed?
I think for me, it's that self-belief, very much a self-belief in myself, to achieve what I feel I want to achieve and set out to achieve, from going in and just having the connections with women. I think my personal development has definitely come on leaps and bounds. If you'd have said to me, would I actually stand up in front of anybody and host an event, it would be absolutely no beforehand, before actually joining Love Biz. But it's given me the confidence to be the person that I really want to be. So from somebody that thought that she couldn't do it, she can do it. And I think that actually is a message I love to give over to my members as well. We might all be a bit scared, and you can do it. You can believe in yourself.
Absolutely. And that's what we do try and portray to our members. You can be struggling in some areas of, as I say, public speaking or standing up. And self-belief is a huge thing. And I think women in business, they have to believe in what they do, because if they don't, we all see that. And it's about building confidence and getting there. And with the people around you, helping you with supporting you, you can get there. I've seen, Jackie, people who couldn't stand up and do their 30 seconds, a few years ago, and they're now public speakers, and they can stand up in front of hundreds of people. And it's just that belief and understanding, and that those people around them that can support them. So thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, it's actually all about the support, isn't it? It's all about the support and the actual belief, and exactly what you've said. You've got to have a belief in your product, but you've also got to have a belief in yourself. And when we can get women to bring those two together, magic happens. It absolutely does. Magic happens. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The buzz of the event. What are your motivators for the events? Because we've done the online meetings. They're staying with us because women No, they don't want to be sitting on a motorway for half an hour stuck in traffic. Also, at this moment in time, the cost of fuel is extortionate. So we're keeping to both online, because we've got a fantastic structure and loads of business discussions and all sorts of. And you could still connect and meet people online, but we're also bringing in back in, and we have done from when we could, in-person events. So what are your motivators? What do you get buzzy about the morning of an event?
Yeah. I think the motivators for me are, first of all, I think, okay, let's go back to the venues. I know that we're on Zoom, which is fantastic. And I think having a Zoom enables women to do more networking and more business. Because if your business is not postcode restricted, you are perfectly positioned for that. But nothing can replace actually having that meeting and that contact with people. For me, it's finding the right venue. It's finding the right venue that you can actually work with, that they want to work with you. It's the setup. It is very much the attention to detail. Love Biz is very much on point. And that's what I believe, and that's what I love in my meetings. When people walk through that door, it's what they see, it's what they receive. It's that warm welcome. It is seeing a venue that is lovely, because when you pay that money to come out to an event, you want to feel special at that event. You want to come into somewhere and feel special. So I just love the buzz of it. I love when we start to come in, you see the connections, you have the passion in the room, and that is just, you can't take that away. But I just love bringing everybody together. And when there's somebody have a light bulb moment, or they get up and they say something, and the acceptance or the support that's given. We've had ladies come in as well that's just started their business, and have them walk in there and everyone go, "You've got this." That's the buzz I get. You've actually got this. You can do it. And if you can't, I'm here to help you. But it's the whole package. It's absolutely the whole package. It's just supporting it, and those venues are just amazing. Which I'm really fortunate that I have got 3 amazing venues for all of
Go
my
on, share them now with us while you're just talking about that. What venues are you at with your area?
So the venues, so for Three Spires, I have the fantastic Swinton Hall Hotel, which is a beautiful venue. It's stunning. Moor Hall is my town gate, which is Moor Hall Hotel and Spa, and my Trent we have at the Hilton at St George's Park, which is the home of the England football team. I do keep saying to my members every time we go, I'm going to try and get some of the football team in. It's not working. I do try.
You need Lionesses, not that we need to support the Lionesses, don't we?
That's what I'm saying.
Which they train there loads. Yeah.
And what's so lovely again, I've just noticed over different venues. So when I went into St George's the other day, I actually did a video, and there's the wall there, the amount of women on that wall supporting and what they've achieved. They're up there with some of the men, and it's just really inspiring to see. It really is, and being recognised.
Absolutely. Women's football this year has completely changed from when, women's football teams where we supported one of the football teams about 5-6 years ago, because they were not in the same training grounds as the men, and they couldn't even afford to do a shelter on their little playing field of a training ground, and Love Biz supported them, and they are a Premier Women's League. I think this year things have changed. So perfect that you're at that venue.
Absolutely.
Jackie, you've mentioned about bringing people together, which is so important when we've done that warm welcome, because a welcome is we want people to feel special when they walk through the doors and through the Zoom rooms. Have you brought anyone, any particular members together where you've helped them collaborate and supported each other?
Yeah. Oh my God, there's been lots, and there's been lots of people that we've actually brought collaborations together with, whether that be from two members, one member that's just finding her way, and with another member that has a connection, has actually put her on a course that she's now learning things that will actually help her with her business, but also in her personal life as well. Lots of collaborations as well. What I love about Love Biz, collaborations can actually be as well from the same sector. they can be from the same sector of business. We had, at one of my event this week, I had two ladies with a very, very similar business, and a guest that came in. And that one guest that came in, she actually said, do you know what? Oh my God, there's other people in here that do the same. They weren't from the same area. One was an associate. But do you know what? She still had that confidence and the collaboration. And they stood there talking, saying, actually, it's great that, and as I emphasised as well, if you can't take business on, which some people, it's great when they're busy, if you've got the confidence in one of our members that's going to deliver when you can't, and have the confidence in that member, that is their reputation on the line. That's where we sit. So we have everybody in the group that we can actually connect on. Other collaborations, you know, we've got a wonderful lady in the group that brings back memories together of, you know, of whether it be, I'm trying not to say the word now, but it's literally bringing, because collaboration doesn't actually have to be from a business point of view. It can be from something very, very personal. So there's lots of collaborations, and that's what I love about Love Biz, the amount of businesses we have, and it's the very essence of businesses going together. And I love it as well when we put people together and they have one-to-ones. I go, oh my God, wow, that's worked. But they only do that from actually getting them. It's important.
We can facilitate the events, we can facilitate all the Zooms and things, but ultimately it's an hour and a half, 2 hours a month, because we offer monthly events. But it's up to our members to go off and have those one-to-ones, and they are absolutely key. And that's where relationships are built for business, isn't it? And those.
Sorry, the thing I've definitely learned is as well, you've got to be interested, not interesting. It's amazing when you're interested in somebody else, what you learn. You learn what they're all about. You learn about what they offer, but also it's their story. And like, we all go back to this like, no trust. Like, no trust comes back from knowing somebody. It comes back from learning about them. And that's when you give that recommendation. That's when you know somebody, because it's not always in the room who's in that room. It's who does that person know that knows somebody else that you can help.
And that's where the trust element comes into it so much. Because you're not going to refer to someone in your other networks and things if you met someone if you don't know, like, and trust them. Trust is so important, because they could let you down. You could refer someone and they could offer a really awful service and you don't understand that. So it is so important, so important.
And
now, Jackie, we haven't got much longer, I'm afraid, but you shared with us at the beginning your journey, but what are you up to now?
Oh my God. For me, what I'm at now is, when I mentioned Maison Grace before, when I had an illness, I had to actually change the way I was looking at my business. So again, that's what I also say to our members is, if you need to change your business, that's absolutely fine. Business has to change sometimes, whether it's circumstances or conditions that you're in.
I think we've all learned that over the last 3 years, haven't we? With whatever situations.
Yeah, absolutely. And to actually adapt to that. So when I actually had an illness, I decided to change my business. I let the team go from Captain Tortu. And I started on a health and well-being course for myself. And one thing that really helped me was Reiki. So I had Reiki. That so helped me with focus and everything else that was going on with myself. So I then became a Reiki practitioner. So my business is now called Nurture and Shine, and I'm there and I help people just unblock. You know, we all have those blocks, don't we, within ourselves. Just give yourself that time, and that's what I do. I'm a level 2 Reiki practitioner, and I have a beautiful salon at home, so people come to me and I just give a lovely service, and hopefully they'll walk out, and got lots of repeat customers that's booking courses with me. So obviously that's going down really well. But again, when you're actually in a meeting, whether it's a host or a member, just show yourself, show who you are, don't be anybody else, because that reflects on your business. I'm very much an empath. I'm very much in there, and I'm the one that will put my arms around you. That is definitely who I am. But it doesn't mean to say that I don't do hard business. It doesn't mean to say that, you know, I'm there to help and support. Everyone is different, and that's whether that be hosts or whether that be members. That's why Love Biz works. That's why Love Biz works. Yeah.
And we are all different creatures, and that's great.
Yeah.
We're not going to, you know, everybody's different. I try and support my members as much as I possibly can. And actually, a lot of what we do, and you'll agree with this, Jackie, isn't public. So a lot of meetings, phone calls and things, other members won't see what goes on behind the scenes, but we're all there as hosts. We are looking after our communities, and as it's been really hard for us and our members over the last couple of years, but I'm really pleased to see that some of the businesses that launched us, particularly in lockdowns and things, are really getting on well. And they've, like you say, like you've adapted and changed. I think we all had to do that, and I think if we didn't, we're struggling maybe a little bit now.
Yeah, the one thing that I just wanted to try and just add in is one thing I've realised over lockdown was that lots of women were thinking, can they do it? Can they not do it? The definite message for me was, do you know what? I'm not going to wait any longer. I'm definitely not going to wait any longer. I'm going to start my business. I'm going to do what I feel I want to do, and I'm going to have a go at it. The strength and determination in women has been phenomenal over lockdown. And sometimes when businesses have had to close, it's not through the fault of that person. It's definitely not. But I just love the determination and just the drive. But another one thing, like you just said there again, with our members coming and talking to hosts and other members don't know, we are there to support our members, and it doesn't go any further. It really doesn't. We are there as a soundboard. It's a soundboard, and that's why it's very important to have a business within Love Biz, because you can understand where they're coming from, whether that be financial, marketing, whatever it is, you know, support anything. Having that knowledge, or having someone that you can actually refer someone to help, because we are the knowledge of our groups. We are the knowledge of our groups. So, you know, we can then advise and recommend. And again, because of the ethos of Love Biz, because we support and we trust everybody in it, you know that if you recommend somebody to somebody, you know it's gonna happen good. It's gonna be good. Definitely.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. It really is.
Jackie, thank you so much for chatting with me this morning.
You're
And
welcome.
what I'll do is on the details that people will see on our interview, I will make sure your details are all added to your links to your event pages as well. So everybody, Jacque Drain, thank you. And I hope you've enjoyed watching. Take care and have a good day. Bye for now.